ever wonder how a single event after the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's death shaped over a millennium of Muslim history? Welcome back to our channel. Today we dive into Lesley Hazleton's powerful narrative After the Prophet, a book that brings the emotional and political roots of the Sunni Shia divide to life. After the Prophet, the epic story of the Shia-Sunni Split in Islam by Lesley Hazleton is a compelling narrative that delves into the early history of Islam and the events that led to the enduring division between Sunni and Shia Muslims. Hazleton, a well respected journalist and author, provides a detailed and accessible account of this critical period in Islamic history. The book begins with the death of the Prophet Muhammad in 632, an event that left the nascent Muslim community in a state of uncertainty and division. Hazleton explores the power struggle, political maneuvers, and personal rivalries that followed, focusing on key figures such as Ali, the Prophet's cousin and son in law, and Aisha, the Prophet's widow. This book highlights Ali's significant role and his eventual leadership as the fourth caliph, emphasizing the challenges he faced from powerful factions within the Muslim community. Hazleton portrays Aisha's influence and her eventual opposition to Ali, culminating in the Battle of the Camel. Karbala, a pivotal event covered in the book, is the Battle of the Karbala in 680, where Ali's son Hussein was martyred, solidifying the Shia identity and deepening the divide between Shia and Sunni Muslims. The theme of the book is division and unity. Hazleton examines how early disagreements over leadership and authority evolved into a profound theological and cultural schism. She also reflects on the themes of loyalty, betrayal, and the struggle for justice. The author brings historical figures to life, presenting them as complex and multifaceted individuals. This approach helps readers understand the personal motivations and emotions that influenced historical events. Hazleton underscores the long lasting impact of these early conflicts, illustrating how they continue to shape the political and religious landscapes of the modern Muslim world. Writing style. Now we discuss writing style of this book. Hazleton's storytelling is vivid and engaging, making complex historical events accessible to a broad audience. She combines scholarly research with a narrative style that reads almost like a novel. Balanced perspective. While focusing on the Shia perspective, Hazleton strives for balance and fairness, presenting multiple viewpoints and emphasizing the shared heritage and values of both Sunni and Shia Muslims. Now discuss its educational value. The book provides valuable insights into the early Islamic period, helping readers understand the roots of contemporary issues in the Muslim world. It serves as a useful resource for those seeking to learn about Islamic history beyond the headlines. Cultural understanding. By delving into the historical context of the Shia Sunni split, Hazleton fosters greater understanding and empathy for the complexities of Muslim identities and tradition. So, After the Prophet by Lesley Hazleton is an enlightening and thought provoking work that sheds light on one of the most significant events in Islamic history. It offers a nuanced and humanized portrayal of the early Muslim community, making it an essential read for anyone interested in understanding the historical roots of the Shia Sunni divide and its ongoing relevance today. Hazleton's skillful storytelling and meticulous research make this both book informative and engaging, providing a valuable contribution to the study of Islamic history. The book focuses on the events following Muhammad's death, highlighting the continuous succession process and the emergence of two primary factions, the supporters of Ali, Muhammad's cousin and son in law, and the proponents of other leading figures in the community. The book explores how initial disagreements over leadership evolved into a deep and lasting schism within Islam, humanizing historical figures as complex individuals, providing insights into their motivations and actions. The narrative underscores the enduring impact of early conflicts on the modern Muslim world. Now we discuss chapter wise overview of this book after the Prophet, the epic story of the Shia-Sunni Split in Islam by Lesley Hazleton. The first chapter is the Prophet's last death. This chapter sets the stage by describing the Prophet Muhammad's Wasallam's final days and the immediate uncertainty and tension that followed his death in 632. It introduces key figures such as Ali, Aisha, and other companions who played crucial role in the events that unfolded. Then chapter 2, the first crisis, Saqifah. The focus is on the meeting at Saqifah, where a group of Muslims quickly choose Abu Bakr as the first caliph. This decision, made without Ali's involvement, sowed the seeds of division. The chapter highlights the tension and competing loyalties within the community. Then in chapter 3, Ali's Khilafat and the Battle of the Camel. This chapter covers Ali's eventual ascension to the Khilafat and the opposition he faced, particularly from Aisha, Talha, and Zubair. The Battle of the Camel, a key conflict where Aisha led forces against Ali, is detailed, showing the intensity of internal strife. In chapter 4, the Battle of Siffin and the emergence of Kharijiyats, the Battle of Siffin between Ali and Muawiyah, the governor of Syria, is the focus here. The arbitration that followed and the dissatisfaction it caused among some of Ali's followers, leading to the rise of the Kharijiyat, is explored. In chapter 4, recount the assassination of Ali by a Kharijiyat in 661 and the impact of his death on the Muslim community. Ali's legacy and his revered status among Shia Muslims are emphasized. Chapter 6, the rise of Muawiyah and the Umayyad dynasty. The consolidation of power by Muawiyah, the establishment of the Umayyad dynasty, and the political changes this brought to the Muslim world are discussed. The chapter also highlights the continued marginalization of Ali's supporters. Chapter 7, Hussein's stand at Karbala. A detailed account of Hussein's defense against Yazid, Muawiyah's son, and the tragic event at Karbala in 680, where Hussein and his followers were martyred. This pivotal event cemented the Shia identity and deepened the Sunni Shia divide. And in chapter 8, the aftermath and legacy of Karbala, the chapter explores the immediate and long term repercussion of Karbala, including the annual commemoration of Ashura and the solidification of Shia rituals and identity. The narrative highlights how Karbala became a symbol of resistance and martyrdom. In chapter 9, the development of Shia and Sunni doctrine. In this chapter, we delve into the theological and doctrinal development that distinguished Shia and Sunni Islam over the centuries. It examines the evaluation of beliefs, practices, and the institutional structures that characterized each branch. And in the 10th chapter, the lasting impact on the Muslim world, reflects on the enduring impact of the Sunni Shia split on contemporary Muslim societies. Hazleton discusses how historical grievance and identities continue to shape political and social dynamics in the modern Muslim world. Hazleton wraps up the book by emphasizing the significance of understanding this historical split to appreciate the complexities of the modern Muslim world. She calls for a recognition of shared heritage and mutual respect between Sunni and Shia Muslims. This book concludes as a poignant reflections on one of the most significant and enduring schisms in the history of Islam, the Sunni Shia split. Through vivid storytelling and careful historical reconstruction, Hazleton reveals how a succession dispute after the death of Prophet Muhammad evolved into a deeply entrenched theological, political, and emotional divide. The book emphasizes that this rift was not born merely of abstract doctrinal disagreement, but of profound human struggle, loyalty and betrayal, love and vengeance, justice and power. Central figures like Ali, Aisha, Hussein, and Mavia are portrayed not as remote historical icons but real people whose actions and choices shaped the trajectory of Islamic civilization. Hazleton includes that the tragedy of Karbala, where Hussein, the Prophet's grandson, were brutally killed, become the emotional and spiritual bedrock of Shia identity, symbolizing resistance against tyranny and the pursuit of justice at all costs. At the same time, the rise of the Umayyad dynasty institutionalized Sunni dominance and set in motion the political structures that shaped the early Muslim world. Ultimately, this book argues that understanding this early history is not only essential to grasping the roots of modern sectarian tensions but also key to fostering empathy, respect, and reconciliation. Hazleton does not take sides, rather, she invites readers to see beyond the labels of Sunni and Shia and to recognize the shared humanity and heritage of all Muslims. The book ends with a subtle but powerful call to remember the past, not to perpetuate division but to heal from it. So, Hazleton's work is a powerful narrative that combines historical depth with literary elegance, offering a essential lens through which to understand the complexities of Islamic identity and the lasting effects of early leadership struggles. So, as we see that after the Prophet, the epic story of the Shia-Sunni Split in Islam by Lesley Hazleton is more than a historical account. It is a gripping human story that uncovers the emotional and political roots of a division that continues to shape the Muslim world today. Through engaging narratives and thoughtful analysis, Hazleton sheds light on the personalities, decisions, and tragedies, especially the martyrdom at Karbala that transformed succession debates into a lasting sectarian rift. She humanizes history without losing scholarly depth, making the book accessible to both Muslims and non Muslims, students and casual reader alike. So, if you like to understand not just what happened after the Prophet's death, but why it still matters, this books offer a powerful, empathetic, and illuminating perspective. So, we highly recommend you to read this book to understand what happened after the Prophet's death. Thank you. If you like our channel and this video, so please subscribe and click on the bell icon for the upcoming episodes. Thank you very much.